Hey, everyone. Just sitting back and relaxing. Oh, have one more day left this week, and then I am done. I am done. So welcome, 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 everyone. Man, Mercury has now entered officially into its shadow, retrograde shadow. So it will retrograde in Taurus. So there is a lot. It has a lot to do with our stability and how we create our stability in our world. So with Mercury and communicate with that within our world. Now, as he's going into the shadow, he overpasses Rahu. Rahu is the north node, and he's not easy. This is bullshit, man. This is a lot of energy coming in for you to step into your truth and who you are and not get lost in the rhetoric of what other people think you should be or how you should be or how you should stand up for yourself. So and because of the south node being in Scorpio, we can get so lost, that's K2, and get lost in just the crap, basically, because it's the tail end of the dragon. So get lost and say, oh, well, it was this person, it was that person. Oh, they did it to me. It's all their fault. It's not my fault. I couldn't have done something like that. So, when we have Mercury with Rahu, it's wanting to get the information, wanting to get you the information so you can get it out. And it's in Taurus, so it has to do with fixed energy. This world, this energy, this is what's going on. Yet there's so much hidden, right? So much hidden. People are hiding things, and what is being hidden from you. And with Pluto, and I said, my husband, I got a husband. We're talking about I throw these things. I said there's so many layers to things because of Pluto and Aquarius. There's these layers of why things are happening. You have a situation at hand. You're trying to get the information about the situation, or get, what it is. You have Venus, who has gone past Uranus, and the sun is coming into conjunct, or is conjuncting um, Jupiter. There is like, I want to get the best information. I want to feel so good about it. And I want you to come in and save me. Yet there's a reality that comes in with layers. And the reality of layers is that because of this situation, there are things that have happened within your life that have created that situation to have happened at this time. And the North Node with Mercury is wanting you to be accountable to it. Be accountable to it, not to run and hide from it. Okay. Now hold that thought, because I got bloody dog. God bless me and the dog. Come on, let's go. Out you go. Go. Not that I don't dislike the dog. Anyways. Okay. So there's all of these layers, and that's what she comes back in. Fucking dog. There's all of these layers, and that's what Pluto is. So when Pluto is confronting, or you're having an opposition with Pluto, or a square with Pluto, or because we all have Aquarius in our chart, we have Pluto in our chart, it's unleashing these layers, right? That we have to look at and decipher through, is this the right way? Is this really, the truth of the matter? Is this taking me to a place that is bringing me to a higher good within my own self spiritually? Am I, so all of this is being unveiled to us as we're going on our little earth walk. And it can be overwhelming. It could be overwhelming. It could be where where many are wanting to leave this planet. That's the extreme. To others wanting to shut down for some reason. And shutting down could be that you shut down because you're tired, you're not wanting to deal with this world. It's too much for you. So you have your um mechanisms to cope with that, however that is: drugs, alcohol, TV, um even exercise. um there could be many different forms of what we use to cope with, right? So we have this energy that's here right now. We're ending the full moon. The full moon has, ended, and the moon has gone into um, Scorpio and is heading out of bounds. So it's giving us time to think. So when the moon is out of bounds, that is a thinking time. That is a time to go inwards. That's a time to allow yourself to reflect on what has happened between this moon and the new moon, and this moon, and what was going on with the new moon in Libra. So we have this reflection, right? Of looking at, okay, what was going on in October of last year? In September. Let's say I think it was September of last year. So what was going on in my life? What was happening? What do I need to reflect on? Because now it's where the new moon is, something new has transpired, something new has come in. And now with the full moon, this full moon in Libra, hello, the full moon in Libra is getting us to really look at, hmm, is this the fullness of my truth? Is there something I need to release? Is there something I'm, maybe there's something manifested that I really didn't fully want? Or maybe something manifested and I still want to create and get more information on it. I want to create something more from that within the balance of the relationships that I am creating within my life. Okay? So we have this energy. This is what's going on. So now we're going to take a step back. Instead of personal, right? Many of you many of you have been asking, "What's going on in the world, mama?" And I'm like, "Well, the world's getting fucked up more and more." We're having a distraction, with Trump. Like him or not, I don't care, but there is a distraction. You have brought a president up on charges. Never has that ever happened within the 200 and some odd years that the United States have been formed. Why? Why Trump? Because he's a loudmouth, because he's a Gemini, because he's stating things and doing things that the deep state doesn't want. When you look at Trump and the hush money, and plus, there was a time limit on the hush money, and the time limit's gone on, but they're saying that the hush money wasn't for the hush money, so it must be something more. So they're elaborating on things. So it's like they're taking things from past and bringing them forward, holding you accountable from your past to when you're forward. So this is when you look at your own self and say, what is from my past that I'm being held accountable for, but it doesn't have any meaning in my life, and I've already gone through it and I've done the work on that. So should I still be held accountable for it? Should I be held accountable for this shit? Is that is that a thing? Yeah, hush money to a porn star. Okay, she sucked my dick the wrong way. I don't know, so I wanted her to give her the hush money so she doesn't tell anybody. Like, who gives a shit? But it's getting you to look at all of this, create a separation within the country, creating this separation within the country because half the country or more than half the country don't understand don't understand that the US dollar is dying. Now, what's going to happen with this? This is going to be very interesting. Is that part of the illusion because we still have Neptune in Pisces. So part of the illusion that's going to come in is that they're going to make it look like everything's fine. They're going to make it look like, "Oh, you know what? Everything's okay." So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So the dollar's going to look good for a while and gold's going to drop a bit because they want you to make it they're going to make it look good. So they want you to fall into it and look over here because Trump is a bad boy. Well, we know Trump's a bad boy, but so is every other freaking president there has been. I mean, I think the only one that wasn't, I think maybe it was Washington. So, one out of the 40 something presidents have been okay. Our first prime minister was an alcoholic. John A. McDonald, he was an alcoholic. He had the page boy fill his cup up with vodka instead of water, and he had one page that was within um um within the House of Commons that would come in and fill when he was speaking and fill his cup up, and it was filled with it wasn't water, it was vodka. Anyways, but hey, yay Canada. um but that's the thing, is that we have this, and this is causing a deep unrest and will cause a deep unrest within the world around us. And we are going to, yeah, they're going to make it look good. The dollar's going to look good for a couple months. And then we're going to see because, Mercury's going retrograde, la da 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 da. We have, we're heading into retrograde season. So everything's going to look good until September. Just saying. Things are going to look fine, and then you're going to see the biggest fucking crash happen. Not only with the dollar, but the economy and food prices and inflation. And you are going to see things spiral out of control as we're heading into the end of the year and into 2024. And that is going to be the trigger that is going to ignite a lot more of the crashes, the fall downs. That's where you're going to find if you're not I have a hard time saving my money, hard time putting money aside. Like I don't have X amount of money left over from my check. Like, I just don't. By the time I pay a phone bill or put gas in my car or help a freaking child out, still, I don't have anything until I get paid again. So, one of the reasons I took a muggle job was because I needed to deal with the muggle world and I need to have muggle income in order for me to pay my muggle bills, because to live in a spiritual world is great, but a spiritual world is not turning my heat on. A spiritual world is not paying the internet, right? So my guides got me the job. They sent me towards where I needed to go to get the job I needed to have in order for me to do um, the things I need to do in this world, right? Isn't that part of Trump's distraction? So no one thinks about crashing the dollar, and that's how long the states will drag out the Trump file. Probably because it's not Trump doing this. Trump's not charging himself. Like, like this is a deep state not wanting, because Trump's an outsider to this all. So when you think about how everything works in Washington, or how everything works in say our own um House of Commons, or our own government, do you think Justin could have gotten in as prime minister without the last name Trudeau? Think about that. You need an in. You need some kind of in. Now, Biden has been in government for years. Like for years. Like he has put his time in. He's done everything. Everybody knows who he is. He knew how to cozy up to the right people. Obama, the reason why Obama chose him is because he had history within the Democratic Party. He knew the ins and out of the Democratic Party, and he was a white, respected person, supposedly, within the powers. And Obama was a protege brought in to prop up, to make things look good, to rally the people around, so that they thought that they were getting a change, a newness, a new person. Um, and he was properly trained in order to do that. And in doing that, gave him leeway to be able to do other things that the deep state wanted to be done. Yeah. It and it's crazy how things are tied together, and how these ties have come together. And when you begin to look at the energies, and how the energies are pushing towards a change, pushing towards these layers to be discarded, in order for us to be able, as individuals, to see, and to begin to see, not only as individuals but as humanity, to begin to see these things, to begin to see all of the distractions and all of the craziness that's happening within the world. When we are able to begin to see and be able to talk to others, and still stand in our own power, and being able to stand in our own power, even though many of us have been felt like we've had bricks against us, we've had um much sent against us, in order for us not to be heard. But we got to continue through all of this, in order for us to rise above. And that's where that Pluto in Aquarius is. We got to rise above all of the craziness, all of the distortion, all of the nuttiness that's being thrown out there, and the distractions. And with Saturn going, because Saturn has no power now, Mars has no power now. It is through our internal spirit and our divineness that has power, and that we have to trust in. in order to go through. And even as Mercury, our god of communication, will not be able to give us the fullness of the truth that is happening within the economy, within the world, within our mundane world. And we are going to be feeling like we have been disheveled and pushed around, and almost like we've been ransacked with so much by the end of this summer, that we will have to know that we have to know that the divine God is on our side. He is still there with us. He is still shining bright. He is still coming through for us, even with all that will be unfolding for us over the next several months. And that is faith. That is faith. So we may think things are going one way, they're going to go another. We may think that, oh, I have it all together, and I don't have it all together, then I have it all together, kind of thing. So it's not hanging on to what we think we want as the results. It's letting go and having faith. Faith is going to be the number one thing. And that's where, with Pluto and with understanding where Pluto is that, yes, that we need to trust in that faith, because the faith is something that is not tangible, and we're all looking for the tangible. We're all looking for that secret savior, that secretness, or that secret sauce that will save us. But the secret sauce that's going to save us is our trust within ourselves, and our light, and our faith with our God. Because there is going to be so much temptation coming our way to persuade us to go a different way. You know, working in different fields that I've worked in, seeing some of the shit and hearing some of the stories that I've heard are shocking, and especially when people don't believe, or they say they don't believe in the evil or the devil, yet the shit that is unfolding is like, you don't believe? Wow. How could you not believe when there's so much crap happening within the world around us? Right? And I've told you some of the stories about what people have done, and yeah, that's why faith and trust is so important right now, and staying in your light. Even the ancient ones knew that. Even the ancient, and I got like an ancient mother, an ancient grandmother, coming forth and letting you know that, through all that she had to do, she always had to stay in the light and trust in, even though you might think it's the end. You might think it's the end, but it's just the beginning of the transformation of what is needed within the world. Yes. So trust in that. She's strong. Wow. This ancient mother that appears is one that comes forth that says, there's going to be many trials and tribulations that we will go through. But there's a process that has always been utilized through the ancients, that when the moon has gone void of course, was a time of taking, taking time to go within, taking that time to go within to to allow yourself to center, to look at, to create, and to put forward the agenda that you need to do for the next 2 weeks before the next new moon. So this is what she's showing me. She said, is that you have to take this time to look at your agenda, look at what you need to prioritize over the next 2 weeks. And that is going to help you to go into the following months. So to prioritize what you need to be doing over the next 2 weeks is going to be important, because in doing that, that's going to help you to create the life and the luxury, or what you are wanting to instill within yourself. There you go. That's my channel for tonight. So I'm going to send you out with so much love, because I have to go pick up a child. And yeah, trust and have faith. There's lots that's going to be happening in the next 2 weeks. You're going to have to keep yourself very, very grounded, focused on what is important in your life, and create from there. And there might be some things that come forward that you don't like, that might cause havoc or pain in that situation, but trusting within that to release it, but don't hang on into the tragedy of whatever's going on within your life at this time, because it's only a blimp. You got to move on. You got to move on from it. Something better will happen. But if you hang on to that tragedy, or what is coming in, you won't be able to move forward, and you might get lost, and we don't want you lost. So have trust and faith that the divine's coming in to lead you to something better. All right. So blessings all. Have a great night, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.